Bring your feet about hip distance apart. Toes are slightly closer than your heels. Otherwise, if it feels okay, you're going to walk your big toes to touch. Bring your hands to heart center and pause here, rooting down through the feet. So just noticing if your weight is in your heels or the balls of your feet. Try to bring your weight nice and even. Continue to work your way up the body, noticing if maybe you're sticking your bum out or tucking your tailbone under. Try to find a nice neutral spine where the low abs are just mildly engaged. Soften the shoulders down away from your ears, but still lengthen out through the crown of your head, standing nice and tall. And just imagining that there's someone pulling the top of your head, lengthening through the spine while you're still working the tailbone down slightly. Good. Try to keep this in mind throughout the sun salutations. We're going to go through sun salutation A, or surya namaskar A, and then we'll do a few surya namaskar B, which is sun salutation B. So just do your best. If you need to modify, take those modifications. On your inhale, sweep your arms up, reach up, get some length between the torso, and on your exhale, palms come together and down to heart center. So just working on warming up through the body. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up. Exhale, palms come down to heart center. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up. This time on your exhale, pull your belly button toward your spine and fold forward. Swan dive forward. Good. Putting a bend in the knees as much as you need to. Work the crown of the head down toward the earth. And maybe you can start to straighten the legs just slightly. And just think about pulling the belly button in and folding in half rather than trying to force it through the hamstrings. Good. One last breath here. Inhale, bring your hands underneath your shoulders or to your shins. Nice flat back. Keep the gaze down toward the earth rather than looking forward. You want to keep your neck in line with your spine. Good. Exhale, fold. Root down through the feet. Sweep your arms out and up. And exhale, palms come down to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, belly button toward the spine. Inhale your heart forward, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Put a slight bend in the knees, root down as you rise up. And exhale, palms come down to heart center. Good, we're gonna go through the full sun salutation. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up, create that space. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Step the right leg back. Palms come to the earth, left leg back. Pause here in plank pose. You can always bring the knees down and come into a modified plank. And either plank, there's still really good work to be done. But you want to imagine pulling your hands and your feet toward each other, belly button working toward the spine, scooping up the hips. And on your exhale, press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Start to walk your dog. And that just means bending one knee while you straighten the other. Toes are still working into the earth, switching sides. And just creating a little bit of movement through the legs, working the tailbone up toward the ceiling. Good, last one. Bring the heels down, pressing your heart down toward your feet. And just pressing the mat away with your fingertips and the base of your palms, spreading through your fingers. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step the right foot forward, left foot forward. Exhale, folding here, Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, palms come down to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Step the left leg back, right leg back, plank pose. This time on your exhale, bend the elbows, hug the elbows in as you lower all the way down. Tops of the feet come down. Press the tops of the feet and your hip bones into the mat. As you pull your belly button toward your spine, inhale, gently lift your head, your shoulders, your chest, and maybe come into a baby cobra here. Exhale down. Good. This time you can come back into that baby cobra or lift the hands with the chest. Good. Exhale down. Inhale one more time. Take your variation. Exhale down. Curl your toes under. Press up to tabletop, hands and knees. Keeping the toes curled under. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Keeping that spread in the fingertips. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step the left leg forward, right leg forward. Forward fold. Inhale, root down through the feet. Sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, palms come down to heart center. We'll take one more of those. Inhale the arms up. We'll build on a little bit. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Step the feet back, plank pose. Remembering that you can always bring the knees down and come into that modified plank. Exhale, lower the belly down, hugging the elbows in. Tops of the feet come down. Inhale, press into your mat and maybe come to a baby cobra or maybe a little higher. Working the shoulders down away from your ears. Exhale down, curl the toes under, press up to tabletop, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot in between your hands. On your exhale, bring your left knee down. Top of the left foot comes down. And then if you have some blocks, you can use blocks underneath your hands to work your chest forward, hips forward. You can also come up onto fingertips, or you can bring your hands to your front knee. Try to work those frontal hip points forward and slightly up, tailbone down. One more breath here. Maybe even try pressing the top of that left foot into the earth to really stretch through that left quadricep in front of the hip. Exhale, bring the hands down on either side of that front foot. Curl the back toes under, pick up the back knee. Step back to plank or modified plank. And then on your exhale, bend the elbows, hug the elbows in. Tops of the feet come down. Inhale to cobra pose. Exhale down. Curl the toes under. Either press up to tabletop or plank. Downward facing dog. So it just depends on what you're ready for. Step your left foot in between your hands. Right knee comes down. Now you want to make sure that your feet, or rather your left foot, is in line with your left knee and left hip, and the right knee and foot are in line with the right hip. So you don't want to be super narrow, but you also don't want to be super wide. Good. Taking your variation of this modified lunge, hands to blocks, hands to the fingertip or fingertips to the mat, or hands to your front knee. Working the hips forward and slightly up, those frontal hip points. Working the tailbone down, pressing the top of that right foot into the earth. Exhale, bring the hands down, pick the back knee up, step back to plank, and then this time it's your option if you'd like to go through that vinyasa. So lowering down and inhaling up to cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog is our vinyasa. Otherwise, you can choose to go straight from plank to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, bend your knees. Look forward, step the feet toward the front part of the mat. Exhale, folding here. Root down through the feet, put a slight bend in the knees. Reach the arms out and up. Exhale, palms come down to heart center. So we're gonna flow a little bit more through that. Inhale. So we're gonna flow a little bit more through that little sequence, and then we'll move on to surya namaskar B, which is sun salutation B. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, fold, step the feet back, plank pose. Option to take that vinyasa, lowering down. Otherwise, just go straight to downward facing dog. Good. So taking that vinyasa might be a little bit too much at this point, and that's okay. Or maybe it feels great. Inhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Left knee comes down, top of the left foot. Inhale, reach the arms up if you can. Working those frontal hip points forward. Tailbone down. Exhale, place the hands. Pick up the back knee, step back to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Or you can take your quick little vinyasa if you'd like. Good, step your left foot in between your hands. Right knee comes down, top of the right foot. And inhale the arms up or bring them to blocks or the front knee. Good, exhale down. Pick up the back knee, step back to plank. Exhale, take your vinyasa or step back to downward facing dog. Good, take about 5 breaths here. Allowing the breath to return to a more normal state, working the heels down toward the mat, pressing the fingertips and the base of the palms into the earth, working the tailbone up. Last breath here. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward, step. Exhale, fold here. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, palms come down to heart center. Good, step your feet a little bit closer together. Maybe the big toes are touching. Heels are slightly apart. Inhale, reaching the arms up and bend your knees. Sit your hips back. Utkatasana chair pose. So you want to work your tailbone down, low belly in. Soften the shoulder blades onto the back. So maybe your chair pose is a little bit higher. Maybe you can sit a little deeper. And it just depends on what you're ready for. Good, exhale, fold here, straighten through the legs. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, fold, step the feet back, plank pose. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower down. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. Upward facing dog, you're lifting your thighs up off of the earth. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot in between your hands. On your exhale, spin your back heel down. Line up your front heel and your back heel. Toes are at the back toes are at a 45-degree angle. You can stay right here just working on this. Otherwise, inhale your torso up. So you're going to reach your arms up above your head, working your chest forward. Hips are going to be a little bit on a diagonal, and that's okay. Try to press both feet evenly into the earth. Exhale, hands come down on either side of that front foot. Step back to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to cobra or upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot in between your hands. Spin the right heel down. Line up the front heel and the back heel. And as you feel ready, inhale your torso up. Good, warrior one. I might have forgot to say that on the first side. Working the tailbone down, bending into that front knee. Exhale, place the hands. Pop that back heel up, step back to plank. Optional vinyasa. Good, pausing here. 5 deep breaths. Working the hips up. Working the heels down, lengthening through the spine and the back of the legs. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward, step toward the front part of the mat. Exhale, fold here, making sure that the big toes are touching or a little bit closer together. Inhale, bend the knees, work the torso up, chair pose. Work the tailbone down, low belly in. Exhale, straighten through the legs, palms come together and down to heart center. So we'll try that one more time. Inhale the arms up, bending the knees. Sit the hips back, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, fold forward, straighten through the legs. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, fold, step the feet back, plank pose. Lowering down, taking a vinyasa. Inhale to cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot in between your hands, spin the back heel down. Inhale, warrior one, working the tailbone down. Pressing the feet into the earth. Exhale, place the hands. Step back to plank. Take that vinyasa if you'd like. And meeting in downward facing dog. Step your left foot in between your hands. So if stepping the foot doesn't quite work, you can always use that left hand to help. And I should have said that earlier, so I apologize. Spin that back heel down. Inhale up, warrior one. Virabhadrasana one. And exhale, place the hands, step back to plank, last little vinyasa, and exhale, hips up and back. Good, Good. Taking 5 breaths here. While you're breathing, trying to even out the breath, allowing the mind to slow down. Last breath. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step toward the front part of the mat. Exhale, fold here. Inhale, bend the knees, hips down, working the arms up, chair pose. Exhale, straight through the legs, palms come together, and down to heart center. And thank you for practicing with me.